Well, there have been two fatal stabbings at schools in the Alexandra township in the past 2 weeks. In the latest incident, a 16-year-old girl died after being stabbed allegedly by a 14-year-old boy from a neighboring school. With violence being so prevalent in our schools, what concrete interventions is the provincial government putting in place to ensure school safety? Well, the department's school spokesperson, Steve Mabona, joins us now live to answer this question and help us with it. Thanks for joining us, Steve. Steve, what can one actually do as the department to reduce, if not reduce, eliminate the violence that we're seeing in our schools?
Good morning, Anika and all our viewers. Look, this is more of a societal, challenge, if you were to put it that way, because we are saying the discipline of our children rests on the shoulders of parents. Because to a certain extent, if some of these things can happen in the communities, it will be difficult for the department to be expected, to have remedies to this. We need to work together as stakeholders, but we are working very closely with the Department of Community Safety to make sure that we continue with the programs that we started in our environment, that of making sure that identify or continue to identify all learners that we think they have challenges, take them through the process of making sure that they don't behave in a violent manner. In that, we had a program to take learners to the correctional, centers, take them through that process so that you can see on that, life there and interact with the inmates and all. That program was actually destabilized by, COVID-19. Now that the infections are going down, we will continue with that, make sure that that program continues. But we are saying parents have a major role to play here. Let's make sure that our children are disciplined and we follow the code. All schools have a code of conduct, which has been crafted by parents.
Is there anything you can do as the education department, concrete issues that you could deal with, such as metal detectors or scanning students to make sure that they don't bring weapons into schools or the school grounds?
Well, we work very closely with the community safety. We have sporadic searches that we conduct in our environment. The principal does not need to have a search warrant. The principal can just call the station to say, I suspect that probably there are weapons that are not needed here. I need you to conduct a search operation. They do that because we relate very well with them. And in most of the cases where we had challenges or violence that erupted in our school, violence rather, we will then work with the community safety. They will bring the police. We will bring social development in the sense of psycho support. And also our team will also be on the ground. So there's a lot of concrete work that we are doing. It's a matter of us making sure that all the programs that we have are resuscitated, and we do more in making sure that we go back and do what we're supposed to be doing. Because we do have those plans, and we just need to make sure that we enhance on them.
Steve, I can see that you understand and agree that you need a holistic approach. It's a societal issue, gangsterism, a lack of, parental figures at home, etc. But what can you do as the education department to keep a school, a building safe for both teachers and pupils? Is there anything?
You see, where we are going, that probably we need to have security companies that are guarding our schools. We cannot afford that as Department of Education. Once we were to take our budget and focus on security, then we will not teach. So that's why we will normally say, working with community safety, they identify volunteers that are working in the community police forum and, give us those officials, because they would have screened them, they would have vetted them, and they assist to patrol in our schools those that I'm talking about, your no fee paying schools. The fee paying schools, most of them, they can afford using their resources to have security personnel that will be in the school, make sure that the school is safe. But to a certain extent, where we have patrollers, they have a role to play, make sure that they interact very closely with the police. And all our schools have a police liaison, meaning that there's a police officer that is responsible for a school, one way or the other. So the school can just interact with that police officer, then they will make sure that they intervene. So there's a lot that we are doing from where we are sitting and working very closely with our partners, Community Safety and Department of Social Development.
All right.
Further than that, it's difficult for Department of Education to put more as far as security is concerned, more than what we are doing now.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve Mabona from the Gauteng Education Department.